Hey, Joy, you're slacking off on your duties as a wife again, aren't you? Answer me. Joy, I'm talking to you.
I'm sorry, Alana. I'm still at work right now. I've only stepped away for a moment to message you. I'll get back to you once I finish my shift, all right?
Oh, what nonsense. You acting all professional? That's hilarious. You're nothing but a middle school dropout working some low-end job. Do you really think you can fool anyone with this busy working woman act? It's so ridiculous that I can't help but cringe. Honestly, it's embarrassing even for me.
You do know what my job actually is, right?
Of course I do. You're a part-timer at that tiny pastry shop near the station, aren't you? Whenever I pass by, I can see you groveling and bowing to the customers. It's pathetic, really. You're like a doormat, all smiles and servitude. What a sight. You're always like this. Honestly, seeing you like that just makes me so grateful for my life. My family, in case you've forgotten, runs a company. We're not just some run-of-the-mill people. We're a family of CEOs, a real elite household. And of course, my husband fits right in. He's highly educated, extremely successful, and makes more money in a month than you probably do in a year. That's why I graciously married him, because he's worthy of our family's prestige. You, on the other hand, you should be honored we even let you in.
I'm sorry, Alana. I have to go. A customer just walked in. I'll speak with you later.
Hey, wait a minute. You're seriously ignoring me right now? How dare you? I haven't even told you what I want yet. Listen carefully. On your way home, pick up 2 things of bread, a large bottle of vinegar, soy sauce, and a bulk bag of onions. Got it? I was just about to tell you that before you rudely cut me off. You should be grateful, you know. Our family, this elite, successful family, was kind enough to take in a pathetic, fatherless girl from a single-mother household like you. You should be bending over backward to show your gratitude. You're practically living your dream by being a part of our family, so don't forget your place. As your superior, your sister-in-law, what I say is law, you hear me? You should act more like a maid. You're certainly dressed for the part. At the very least, make yourself useful for once. But since I'm feeling oh so generous today, I'll cut you some slack. I'll allow you to pick up the groceries on your way home from your little part-time gig. So be a good girl and make sure you buy everything I listed. Got it? I expect no excuses. Hey, Joy, can you give me a ride to the station?
Right now?
Yeah, I left my car at Cambridge Station last night after drinking at a group date. I need to go pick it up.
Wait, a group date?
Oh, don't get all worked up. I was out for a drive and got a sudden invitation. I had no choice but to leave my car there.
Alana, you're a married woman. What were you doing at a group date?
Oh, please, it was just to fill out the numbers. I told everyone there that I was married. It was perfectly innocent. No big deal. There's nothing scandalous about it. Oh, by the way, I want you to go pick up my car later.
Wait, you want me to go get your car?
Of course, you're the one with the driver's license, right? I mean, it's not like you have any other qualifications. You didn't even finish high school. I'm sure your precious little license is the only thing remotely useful about you. So you should at least put it to good use for once.
Excuse me? You keep harping on the fact that I didn't finish high school, but what exactly is so wrong with that?
It makes you the scum of society, obviously.
You sure had that answer ready fast.
Of course I did. It's called basic common sense. Your question was so stupid, it didn't even need thinking. Now quit stalling and just go get my car already.
Actually, that's not possible.
Huh? What do you mean it's not possible?
Well, I'm currently in Michigan.
Michigan? What the hell are you doing in Michigan?
I'm on a business trip.
Pfft, a business trip, you? You honestly expect me to believe that? You, a part-timer at some dingy pastry shop, going on a business trip? Your lies are so obvious, it's embarrassing. God, you're pathetic.
It's not a lie. We're opening a new store here, and I came to scout the location.
Oh, come on. Sure you did. You're so bad at lying, it's painful. A lowly part-timer like you being sent on an important business trip? There's no way. Even I know enough to call bullshit on that.
Actually, I'm not a part-timer.
Oh, really? Let me guess. You're a part-time employee, then. Big difference. It's all the same in the end. No matter what fancy title you give yourself, you're still a bottom feeder. Face it. You're just a pathetic dropout with a dead-end job trying to act like you're something special. Honestly, it's pitiful. Your sad little act is fooling no one. I don't care what you call yourself. Just get your ass back here and pick me up already. It's freezing this morning, you know. The cold air is making my fingers all stiff while I type this message. You seriously expect me to stand out here waiting? Come on.
Actually, since you're not working today, why don't you just ask your brother Dave to drive you instead? He's home, isn't he? I'll let him know you need a ride.
Wait, what?
I mean, you're not drinking this morning, right? So he should be perfectly capable of driving you. I'm sure he'd be more than willing to help out his dear sister.
Hold on, you're telling me to ask Dave, my brother, your husband, to be my chauffeur? Are you serious?
Is that a problem?
You've got to be kidding me. You want my elite, CEO level, high society brother to play driver for some washed up dropout like you? What is wrong with you? You have no shame. Do you honestly think you're in any position to tell my brother what to do?
Oh, is that really how you feel? Well, Alana, has Dave not mentioned anything to you?
Mentioned what?
About me, my background, my work. I'm pretty sure it was brought up the first time I met your family.
Oh, yeah. Of course I know all about you. You're the poor, pathetic daughter of a single mother. Some dropout who couldn't even afford to finish high school. You ended up working at some random pastry shop just to scrape by. Trust me, I remember your sob story perfectly. Don't think I'm going to fall for any of your grandiose lies now.
Well, you're not entirely wrong, I suppose. But maybe you should pay a little more attention to details next time. When Dave introduced me, he told you more than that, didn't he?
Oh, whatever. Stop being so nitpicky. The details don't matter. You're still just a dropout loser at the end of the day. God, the way you obsess over irrelevant things is so typical of people like you. Clinging to useless little facts, thinking it makes you sound smarter. Honestly, it's pathetic.
I see. So you weren't listening at all. I should have known.
Why would I? It's not like anything about you is remotely interesting. I tuned out the moment you started talking.
I see. Well, since clearly you don't care, there's no point in explaining it again. It'd be a waste of breath.
Exactly. Find something we agree on. You're finally catching on. So be a good little bottom feeder and come pick me up already. I'm done waiting.
I'm afraid that's not going to happen. As I said, I'm actually in Michigan. If you don't want to ask Dave to drive you, I guess you'll just have to figure something out yourself.
Wait, Joy?
I'm sorry, Alana, but I need to check out of my hotel soon. I have no more time to waste on this. Goodbye.
Hey, Joy, you really are a piece of work, aren't you? I should have known. It makes sense considering you're just a middle school dropout. Pathetic. A low-class, poor woman like you is bound to be this trashy.
Alana? What are you talking about?
You were cheating, weren't you?
What?
You said you were in Michigan. But I know you were at a cafe in Ohio with some man.
Oh. Wait, do you mean this afternoon?
Oh, you're admitting it so easily. I'm almost impressed by your nerve.
I'm just confirming the details, that's all.
That's as good as a confession. So, what was he? Some rich guy, I bet? Oh, I get it. You're aiming for someone with money. How much did you squeeze out of him, huh? I bet you've been having a dirty little affair all along, cashing in on him behind my brother's back. You really are a lowlife, Joy. Utterly shameless.
Actually, the man I was with is the manager of that cafe.
What?
I was in Michigan until this morning. I took an early flight to Ohio and went straight to that cafe. I was meeting with the manager to discuss a new menu exclusive to our Ohio store that we're planning to introduce soon.
What are you even talking about? A mere part-timer like you negotiating with a manager? You expect me to believe that nonsense? You've been spouting nothing but obvious lies lately. It's honestly getting pathetic.
Alana, I think it's about time you let go of this ridiculous idea that I'm some poor, uneducated nobody just because I grew up in a single-parent household.
Oh, please, I'm only stating the facts. You're a dropout, raised by a single mother, dirt poor. There's no shame in calling it what it is. But you're trying to use these made-up work meetings to cover up your infidelity. It won't work. I'm going to report all of this to Dave. Oh, I can't wait. Finally, we'll be rid of you. No more connection to some lowly, classless woman with no background and no future.
You know, the fact that you immediately jumped to such a crude conclusion simply because you saw me with a man actually speaks volumes about your character. Honestly, Alana, it's vulgar. You're vulgar.
What? Oh, You've got some nerve talking back to me like that. Is that defiance I'm hearing? What, are you feeling bold now that you've been caught? Let me remind you of something. A cheap, tasteless woman like you has no place in a family as prestigious as ours. You probably only married Dave for his money in the first place. But guess what? After I tell him about this, you'll be facing a hefty alimony claim. And with your pathetic little paycheck, you'll be drowning in debt for the rest of your life.
I see this is getting out of hand. I suppose I have no choice but to set the record straight before your delusions cause unnecessary trouble. I'll explain my background again, clearly this time.
Oh, spare me. I don't care about your sob story. Let me sum it up for you. Single mom, drop out, poor. There, all explained in 3 words.
Actually, my annual income is $300,000.
What?
I was planning on finishing high school, you know. But my father, who was supposed to take over my grandfather's pastry shop, passed away when I was in 8th grade. My grandfather was already elderly, and with no one else to continue the business, I had to make a decision. So after graduating from middle school, I began apprenticing under my grandfather full-time as a pâtissier. I wanted to master the craft as quickly as possible and preserve the flavors that had been in my family for generations. 3 years ago, I officially took over the business.
Wait, what?
By the time I inherited it, my grandfather had already expanded the business into a chain with multiple stores and cafes across the major cities in Honshu. Recently, we launched a project to open our first store in Michigan, specifically in Detroit. That's why I was in Michigan. I was overseeing the launch. Oh, and we've also partnered with a major confectionery brand on a collaboration project. Thanks to my incredible staff and my mother's support on the management side, the business is thriving. We're doing quite well, financially and otherwise.
No way. You're lying. You? You're saying that some dropout from a single-parent home is actually... No, that's impossible.
Actually, stories like mine are pretty common if you care to look around. You might want to reconsider your shallow assumptions about people with different backgrounds.
Shut up. Don't act all high and mighty. You're still nothing but a working-class peasant. You're beneath me.
Funny, coming from someone who's never worked a day in her life.
No matter what you say, you're still a dropout. That's a fact.
About that, I'm actually enrolled in an online high school program. I'll be graduating next year, which will make me a high school graduate.
What? You're just trying to change the subject. You're desperate. Trying to distract me from your cheating with all this nonsense. It's not going to work. It won't work.
Is that so? Well, in that case, let me ask you something, Alana. What exactly are you doing in Ohio?
What? Oh, I'm just traveling. A little vacation, that's all.
Oh, really? And who, might I ask, are you traveling with?
Well, a college friend. Yeah, just a girl from university.
Funny. That person you were with didn't really look like a woman.
What do you mean?
Oh, you know, just this.
What? You saw me? You're following me?
No, not exactly. But just as you happened to see me at the cafe, I happened to see you with this man. Oh, and I took more than just this one photo. There are plenty of intimate ones. You know, the kind couples take. The kind that leave no room for doubt.
No, you didn't.
I was so shocked by what I saw that I instinctively took photos. And yes, it definitely looks like cheating to me.
Please delete them right now.
Oh, no point in that.
What? Why?
Because I've already sent them to Dave.
No.
Oh, and by the way, this man? Turns out he's one of Dave's subordinates. Small world, huh? You know, I once heard that people who cheat are often the first to suspect their partners of doing the same. I guess that was true after all.
Wait, Joy, please, let's talk about this.
I'd love to, but my flight's about to board. Goodbye, Alana. The woman I saw that day in Ohio was apparently on what could only be described as a cheating vacation. It seemed she had planned it as a quick getaway, but little did I know, it would be the beginning of a complete unraveling of her life. As a result of her actions, my sister-in-law ended up being at fault, and the marriage quickly ended in divorce. On top of that, she was hit with a request for alimony. Not only that, but the man she had been seeing was also married, and his wife, understandably, demanded alimony as well. When everything was settled, the total amount of money she was ordered to pay came to a staggering $60,000. Now my sister-in-law, who always had this air of superiority and liked to boast about coming from a celebrity family, was completely convinced that her parents would cover the entire alimony sum. She was confident, even smug, walking around with a sense of entitlement, as if money would simply fall into her lap. She believed that with her family's status, she could get out of anything without facing any real consequences. But, as we all know, reality doesn't work that way. Instead of the expected handout from her parents, she was told in no uncertain terms, "You will pay the full amount yourself and reflect on your actions." There was no comfort, no bailout, no easy way out of this. She had to face the music, and it was a hard pill to swallow. This only seemed to drive her into more of a tantrum in what could only be described as childish arrogance. She stormed around and demanded, "How dare someone like me with just a middle school education have to pay such a huge amount? Give me all your money!" She went so far as to stand outside my house, glaring and ranting, crossing her arms and essentially challenging the world. She acted as though she was some kind of victim when, in reality, she had brought all of this on herself. It was almost laughable. I couldn't help but think, who does she think she is, standing there like some sort of thief, demanding money from everyone else, expecting people to just hand things over without consequence? It was almost as though she thought that because of her family's wealth, the world owed her something, and that the rules didn't apply to her. Naturally, I couldn't stand by and watch as she played the victim. I called her parents and reported what had happened. To their credit, they didn't hesitate. They acted fast, taking immediate steps to deal with the situation. Within a short time, they arranged for her to be sent off to one of their overseas factories. The next thing I knew, I was hearing that she had been sent away, far from the drama she had caused. From what I heard, the work at the factory wasn't exactly glamorous. It seemed like a pretty harsh reality check for someone who had spent her life riding on the coattails of her family's success. It wasn't just about sending her away, it was about forcing her to take responsibility for her own actions and make a living on her own, without relying on her family's money or connections. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.